10 years ago, when I was at Moss still, we used to go out and put together these little informal range days. You know, Ray and I, and it was just me and a few guys, and we would just throw up a few tables, go out, do some shooting and everything like that. And, you know, eventually we started to, you know, invite more content creators, and we started to get some kind of companies involved, and it started out real small. One of the companies that we first started working with when it came to the range days was Fostech. They've been with us since year one, and they brought out their early bump ski stock and their Origins and, you know, all the stuff they were making, and they were one of the earliest people to support us and everything. So it was always really cool to, you know, bring in people that happen to have like new things they wanted to show off and all. And that's kind of what it started. Like, guys in the industry that were friends of ours would bring guns out that were new to show us, and then we could bring a few guys out to maybe film it, show it off a little bit. You know, hey, this is new, check it out. And then it turned into like, you know, it's kind of like a Lay's potato chip, right? You know, you can't just eat one, right? So, you know, people start finding out, oh, you do this range day every year, and then it kind of becomes a thing, although it wasn't really supposed to become a thing. It just did become a thing. And then more people caught wind, of course. You know, it's like they say, field of dreams, you build it, they'll come, right? So, you know, we started just inviting more and more people, and it just grew and got bigger. And here we are 10 years later with, you know, a whole bunch of different companies, ton of people from many different backgrounds and walks of life, which is just really awesome to see, you know, the diversity, the amount of different people we've got. It's just amazing. And, you know, not only the number of people and the number of companies, but the amount of people we reach. It's just, it's really humbling to see how this has grown over the last decade. So, you know, this is our 10th annual range event, so we're obviously gonna try to go all out. We do have a very interesting van down range with some interesting signage on it. A couple of cars we're gonna be, you know, shooting up and everything. We got some bales of hay, which might catch on fire and or explode, so that'll be a lot of fun. We always like to break out a bunch of machine guns. We do have some really big belt feds this year. We got a 50 cal mod deuce that we're bringing out. So it's always exciting, you know, to bring out, you know, bigger guns, cool stuff, bigger explosions. You know, Jonathan Howard showed up. He's gonna bring the thunder. So that'll be a lot of fun. I think we're gonna see some explosions. We were really worried, you know, Hurricane Ian was teasing us. We thought we were gonna get rained out. It's just gonna be an awesome day to get out and do some shooting, make some noise, and hopefully, you know, maybe the police will get called. That's fine, they're here. So there's people at this range event that have been coming since the first one. So this might be their 10th year, and there's people that have never been here at all. And what's the craziest thing is that Chad and I have been doing these range events, and Brandy, my wife, puts in so much hard work on these range events. Brandy is, you know, I don't know what I'd do without my wife. She's helped make this all a reality, but there's people that it's their first time, it's their 10th time. So everybody has different expectations. Somebody who's never been here before, they don't know what this is gonna be like. And then people that have been here for 10 years, they're like, you know what? Even though I've been here 10 years, it never gets old. Like, they know what to expect, but you know what? That's why I keep coming back, because they know that we always have a great time. So, you know, it's interesting. There's always gonna be someone who's never been here at all. So it's always interesting to see their first exposure to our range day versus the veterans that have been here for 10 years straight.
So we're out here at Iraq Veteran 8888's range day, and it is not a hurricane, which is awesome. We were definitely expecting torrential downpour, and the only thing that's raining is brass. So pretty excited to be out here. We've been coming for the last 5 or 6 years. It's one of our favorite industry shoots. Definitely wouldn't miss it, and it makes it even better that it's in our backyard. So happy to be out here, and happy to see all the companies that are out here.
So this is my 5th year out. With a break in there. I missed the last one where they got hit by the hurricane like 3 years ago. So I was prepared for a hurricane this time, but thankfully it didn't hit. It's been pretty awesome. Absolutely love coming out here, obviously for machine guns, and then also because meet and greeting people. It's always fun to make new contacts, connections, etc.
We're just out here shooting everything that I can't have in my state, which makes it even more fun. I always have to visit my friends at CMMG, and I shoot the Mutant. The MK47 is the gun I will shoot across this great land, everywhere we go. From sea to shining sea. I love that gun. And there's a lot of cool belt feds out here that I will have some trigger time on soon. But for me, it's all about that CMMG Mutant.
I think the biggest thing about the Iraq Veteran event is the fact that it is, first of all, it's a free event and it's for content creators, right? So Eric has given us this space to come here, intermingle with other people who are doing the same thing, and then also have the ability to gain content that we typically would not be able to do otherwise, right? What other place do you get the opportunity to shoot the variety of machine guns, the variety of new firearms that are coming out from some of the top manufacturers in the industry, and come out and make content in whatever way that you feel best, right? And so that's why it's been a great event for, I think, everyone. And I think it's also really powerful too when you have content creators and we're able to collaborate and bond and meet each other and build off those ideas. So like coming here this weekend, this is our 3rd year here, which is like crazy. How did that happen? And they come up to us and it's like, hey, this is my idea for this next year. What do you think? And I'm doing the same thing. And that's powerful because we're all in the same industry, and oftentimes we're so focused on our job or on the clients that are paying us or on our mission that we don't get the opportunity to socialize. And that is, I think, an important part of developing who we are as content creators. And this gives us the place to do that.
Batcave ballistics. Batcave ballistics. Modus, dumping the Modus. Come on, man. Shooting at the vehicles downrange. I gotta say, that was my favorite experience. It's funny they came up right now because Batcave ballistics was freaking amazing. So Mike Wilson over there with those guys. Damage Control Customs, you guys did an amazing job making that Humvee. That is badass. Can you make me one, please? Please. Dual wielding, I mean, that's an experience that I've never had before. I mean, just being able to hold both of those and trying to fight the recoil from both of those at the same time. Look, that right there, if you guys look, that was something to experience only at Iraq Veterans 8888 Range Day.
It's interesting that we're putting together this video in the way that we are. Chad and I have never really done a lot of coverage on our own dang event. And I will tell you something, it's actually for a reason. All right, the reason is because we want all the other content creators that come out here and produce content to be able to show off what we're doing and everything. I want it to be their footage, their content, their vision for what they see for a piece of content. And we never wanted to really step in the way of that. I felt like if we were tooting our own horn, so to speak, it would seem like, well, they're just being self-promoting, or maybe they're trying to one-up everyone else to put out the content. We always wanted this to be about people that just love to come and get content at these events. But since this is really like the first time we've ever talked about it in any type of capacity on the channel, I mean, there's people that know we do this event every year, but not many people have actually attended it. So now that we're making this video here, and now that we're putting this content out, I think the future for what we're gonna do with this event is to make a public version of this event. And that's gonna, require some very interesting logistics that we're gonna have to play around with. Brandy's gonna have to really get her wizard hat on to figure this out. But because we gotta be able to accommodate several thousand people, versus this shoot is usually 500-600 people. This is actually the largest shoot we've ever done in terms of numerical turnout, over 600 people. So year 10, going large, biggest turnout ever. And then hopefully year 11, if we do a public version, you heard it here, we will do a public version, which will be this same thing, except all the general public will be able to get to come out and run all these guns and hang out with their favorite content creators and talk to companies, and maybe even be able to buy guns. Like, we'll have people on site that can facilitate transfers, sales. That's kind of what we're looking to do. But if it happens in year 11, this event could be 2, 3, possibly 4, who knows, maybe even 5,000 people. Like a redneck Woodstock. Imagine getting yeeted by a little girl in a pink shirt. Oh. All right, well, that's been our 2022 Range Day, 10 years. Hopefully there's 10 more on the way. I'm looking forward to more. I had a great time, and I hope everybody else had a great time, and we'll see y'all next year.